Um, Everybody knows Angie Stone passed away in a car crash. Out of 9 people, she was the only one that was unalived. Now, allegedly, you see on YouTube, Clive Davis was arrested. Now, they trying to say this is some type of, allegedly, I have to say allegedly, some type of link to her death. Let me explain something to everybody right now. It seems like the music industry in Hollywood is being exposed. And it seems like a lot of people are mysteriously passing away. But we're going to hear what they have to say right now. What really happened to Angie Stone? Period.
The music world is mourning the sudden death of Grammy-nominated rhythm and blues artist Angie Stone. The R&B singer was killed in a crash in Montgomery, Alabama on Saturday.
It's the music industry's darkest hour, as the case that has captivated the nation reaches its conclusion. Clive Davis has been sentenced in connection with Angie Stone's fatal crash.
The official report was that Angie Stone passed away in a Sprinter, and she was the only person in the Sprinter that passed away out of the 9 total passengers in the car.
A verdict that raises profound questions about power and corruption in the entertainment world. This verdict sends a message, states one industry insider after prosecutors presented their case. The evidence suggests this wasn't just an accident. Forensic analysis of the vehicle points to tampering that goes far beyond coincidence. This case goes deeper than a tragic accident. It reveals a pattern that many industry veterans have long suspected, but few dared to expose. The details that emerged during the trial paint a disturbing picture of what happens when artists challenge the status quo. The prosecution's presentation methodically dismantled the accident narrative that initially surrounded Stone's death. Despite early reports attributing the crash to brake failure, digital evidence recovered from multiple sources suggests something more calculated occurred just days after she began questioning financial practices within the industry. She was systematically documenting irregularities in royalty payments, reveals a source who worked closely with the investigation. A recording recovered from her cloud storage captured her confronting Davis about missing royalties just 3 days before the incident. The timing raises serious questions about whether this was truly accidental. This evidence fundamentally challenges the initial accident explanation. If Stone was building a case against powerful industry figures, could her death have been more than unfortunate timing? Even more concerning are the inconsistencies in the timeline surrounding her final days. While initial reports described a simple car accident on a rainy night, court testimony revealed Stone had been meticulously gathering financial records and seeking legal counsel for months. Everything about her behavior showed someone preparing for a significant legal battle, noted one witness during the trial. Her caution and documentation make the sudden crash scenario difficult to reconcile with her established patterns. As the investigation progressed, perhaps the most troubling discovery came from Stone's communications in her final hours. She contacted me that morning expressing concern for her safety, a close associate testified. She specifically said she had received threats warning her to stop her inquiries. She told me, "If anything happens, investigate thoroughly." Her fear was palpable, yet she remained determined to proceed with her planned meeting with journalists. This raises the central question. What circumstances would lead someone fearful for their safety to travel alone on that particular route? The choice of road itself is suspicious, noted one investigator during testimony. It presents the perfect combination of minimal surveillance and maximum vulnerability. Was this route suggested to her? And if so, by whom? Before examining the trial itself, let's consider what investigators found at the crash scene. Details that ultimately formed the foundation of the prosecution's case. Perhaps most significant was the absence of Stone's digital devices. Her laptop and phone were not recovered from the vehicle, states the official police report. Yet multiple witnesses confirm she had both items with her earlier that day. These missing devices reportedly contained the documentation she had been gathering regarding financial discrepancies. The coincidental disappearance of precisely these items raised immediate red flags for investigators. The vehicle's diagnostic systems provided another crucial piece of evidence. Forensic analysis revealed unusual access patterns to the car's electronic systems shortly before the crash. The vehicle's braking and stability control systems showed evidence of external access approximately 17 minutes before the recorded impact, testified an automotive security expert. This type of intrusion requires specialized equipment and knowledge, certainly not something available to the average person. The question becomes, who would have both the capability and the motivation to remotely compromise these systems? The timing of Stone's death in relation to her scheduled activities also formed a central component of the prosecution's case. Court records show she had arranged to meet with investigative journalists from a major publication 3 days after the crash occurred. She had indicated she was prepared to provide comprehensive documentation regarding systematic financial improprieties involving several major industry figures, confirmed a journalist who had been in contact with Stone. She described her evidence as industry-changing. Some trial observers have suggested the circumstances point to a deliberate attempt to silence a potential whistleblower. The evidence presented shows classic patterns associated with preemptive action against someone preparing to expose significant wrongdoing, testified a former federal investigator specializing in financial crimes. The sequence of events, from intimidation to isolation to elimination, follows a recognizable progression seen in other cases involving high-stakes
I'm going to stop it right there because it's a really, really long video, but it's crazy because just yesterday was Saturday. Just yesterday, I was with my partner, and I said there's something funny about her death. You're going to tell me there was all of them people in that car van, 9 people, and out of 9 people, Angie Stone was the only one taken out? I told my friend this didn't smell right. Now all over YouTube, Clive Davis allegedly gets arrested relating to this incident. There's something not right about this. Hollywood and the music industry is starting to be exposed, and people are starting to be unalived out of nowhere. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment what you think. But there's something funny about this whole case. God rest her, and may she rest in heaven. Hopefully the Lord brings it to him and holds him in a bosom. God rest her daughter, our family, and everybody else. This is Big Hawk, Yonkers native, Street Talk. Until the next video, y'all take it easy. Thanks for my brother, DJ D Styles. Please go join, go subscribe to this channel. Old school DJ D Styles. He's an upcoming YouTuber. He sent me this, man. Shout out, salute, brother.